Oh my god, hello everyone, and welcome back to another stream today with the patch notes for 3.13. How's it going, everyone? Hello there. Let me go zoom in a little bit. Let me put myself on the... Okay. Maybe put myself on the top. That's not the top. Hello there. I'm back. Here we go. That's better. Let's go with that. How's it going, everyone? Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you guys will enjoy this reading stream as per usual. Very early this time around. Like, I wasn't ready until like 4 hours. Like, I would be ready in like 4 hours. But yeah, I wasn't prepared for this to be so early. I guess yeah. But whatever. How's it going, everyone? 07 to you guys. What's up, Ryutsune Blank Inver? Thank you very much for the resub, Inver, by the way. Can I get some 07s and hearts in chat? For a boy, Inver, I would very much appreciate it. What's up, Architect? You piece of poop. What's up, Colts? What's up, Tanata? How is everybody doing? What's up, Rogue Blaze? What's up, Svimu? How is it going? What's up, Supergreed? How is everyone doing today? Hello there, Redhead 07. How is everyone doing today? Let's get right into this reading Stuffamarino. I'm going to be reading through it. I'm going to be giving you guys my opinions about things. As per usual, we're going to go open the wiki immediately on Perforate. Now, it's just random why this is the first one. Wait, what is this? Oh shit, they have like all of the... Oh, look at that. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go get going. The fuck? What is that? How is this a PogChamp? This is not a PogChamp. That is very weird. But alright, let's get going and start reading. So as per usual, we're gonna go through pretty much everything except the bug fixes and the PvP changes because nobody cares. That's why. So as per usual, this stuff doesn't matter because of the Atlas, fucking ritual challenge, blah blah. Except for, are there any new unique items in Ritual? It doesn't look like it. It seems there's only unique items in the other one. 13 new unique items. I wonder if this includes both of them? Like, if any of them are Ritual-specific League drops? Or not? I don't know. We'll see. Heist, Harvest to the core game, Heist to the core game. Alright. Minor new content and features. Texture streaming has been reworked. Many textures that were not previously streamed now are, and the image quality of stream textures has been improved. This also addresses some hiccups around the first time certain events occurred within a session, such as slaying some specific monsters. This change will be monitored and improved in future updates based on player data. Kinetic Blast and Stormcall have brand new effects. Get it? For brand Kinetic Blast players? I don't have anything to drink. Firestorm has a new skill bar icon. Okay. Pets now have very slight delay before they will follow you when you move. But why? But why? What does this change accomplish? Like, what does that accomplish at all? Opening the portals to the Temple of Atzoatl, or to Syndicate safe house in your hideout after you've acquired a map device, now creates those portals at your map device. Very good. Very good. Continue to incrementally improve the sound, art, effects, and environments. Of course, as always. Heist changes. Karai, as well as your first rogue markers, can now be found starting in Act 6. Smuggler's caches can now always drop a quest contract if possible, in addition to an ordinary contract. Smuggler's caches now appear less frequently, and contracts, blueprints, and rogue markers now drop less frequently. All quest contracts now reward you with rogue markers upon completion. Karai's second and third quest contracts now spawn more monsters during an escape. The number of rogue markers you get from completing contracts above level 68 has been increased. You'll now get, on average, 20% more markers from level 83 contracts. The levels at which heist equipment drops has been adjusted to fit the new progression. Job experience granted to heist participants has been increased across the board to fit the lower frequency at which players will engage with them. Blueprints that have been created through duplication, such as via Einhar's Blood Altar, must now be revealed again. Very good change. Very good change. That's very, very good because it gets rid of that, like, dumb crap that was happening during the Heist League, where people were just, like, running the same blueprint indefinite numbers of times and made like billions of Exiles. So very, very cool. Can finally put those idiots up at my map device where they should be. Agreed. That's a good change right here, that one. Finally, they don't have to be like half a kilometer away from the map device. Vendari's chance for items or high chests to be doubled has been reduced at all levels. It's 14% at job level 5 from 20. Wow, that's a huge nerf, Jesus. Hacknell grants increased experience to players in highest up to 20% at job level 3. Interesting. I don't know if that's gonna be worthwhile, but interesting. Harvest rewards can no longer appear in heights, because harvest is the thing again. That makes sense. Greatly increased the chance of finding tempering and tailing orbs from blueprint rewards. Greatly. Okay, those might actually not be multiple Exiles this time around. Interesting. The experience limit on all heights has been lowered, as in you'll hit a point at which additional monsters spawn grant no experience sooner. But why would you do this and this at the same time? Huh? So, like, if you bring Huck, you can do even less killing. That seems weird. That seems like a weird change. I don't know if I like it. Harvest changes. Harvest has been added to the core game and has been vastly reworked. It no longer contains a garden building component, no permanent garden of your own. Instead, you now have a chance to discover a portal to an established sacred grove in maps, which contains several different harvestable plots. Each plot is presented as a pair of options. Harvesting one plot destroys the other, so choose carefully. Like previously, harvesting will cause monsters to emerge, and upon defeating the monsters you'll be able to craft your items at the Life Force Collector. Once you've completed your first harvest, you'll be given a Horde crafting station, which can store up to 10 crafting options. You'll be able to place a copy of this Horde crafting station in your own hideout, meaning you don't have to do all your crafting in the Sacred Grove. On very rare occasions, you'll be able to harvest the heart of the grove, and fight the avatar of the grove. The Tier 3 seed modifier that originally doubled life force from harvest from the primal reborn monster now instead causes crafting options to be lucky. They will roll outcome twice and select the rarest outcome. Pretty good! I like the harvest implementation, to be honest. So that when you get experience, you get more when you get it. Yeah, but like that will lead you to like stop getting experience earlier too. So you're not getting more experience, you're just getting it faster. That just seems weird. Quest giving markers is really good with the cache always having a quest. It does, yeah, it does. It definitely will add a lot more markers, I think, for people to run with early. Literally didn't run my temple because Alva was too far away. Yeah, I know the feel. She's like at the edge of my hideout, and it's just like I don't want to interact with this lady. Like, not only are the rewards garbage, but you know. Yeah, it's a decent implementation. Sadly, the unique mechanic is lost, but at least it exists. Let's be real, the building the garden wasn't really the unique mechanic. Like, yeah, technically it was the unique mechanic, but it didn't add anything. You know, it didn't add anything to the game, it was just busy work. So I'm very happy it's removed, because there was literally no point in it existing in the first place. If you think about it, like, what did it actually do? Well, it forced you to spend energy instead of crafts on building your garden, but only up to a certain point, because at that point you had a finished garden, so it's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that great, eh? Character balance. Aegis effects such as elemental Aegis from Magna Eclipses no longer have the recharge timer interrupted by damage if the buff is depleted. Wow, that's a huge buff. That's a huge buff to those shields, Jesus. The cooldown for getting flash charge from effects which counter and critical strike has been reduced to 0.1 seconds, also a huge buff. That's 100% increased cooldown recovery rate, basically, for free. The far shot keyword now causes your projectiles to deal 20% less damage at very close range, up to 60% more at a range of 70 or greater. Previously, 30% more. I think this is actually a good change. Previously, there was never a downside to taking far shot. It will be interesting to see how Farshot interacts with Point Blank, though, because there's probably like a distance at which it makes sense to take both. If you're fighting a lot at this specific distance, people will just have to like do the math and figure out where exactly the what is the mathematical term, like the two lines intersect, where that intersection point is. Like you gotta, I'm sure some math major will be able to help us here. The Tailwind buff now grants 8% increased action speed from 10%. Pretty big nerf, like, pretty big nerf. That's like a 20% nerf, but, Tailwind is still gonna be the best thing. Like, anything that gives action speed is just so powerful. Like, it doesn't matter, even if this would be like 2% action speed, it would still be worth taking. Because action speed is a multiplicative multiplier to literally everything else in the game. Like, attack speed, doesn't matter what you have on it, if you get action speed on it, that's multiplied. So even if you have like 2%, it's still worth getting because action speed is just too powerful, as you can't get it from any other source. So it doesn't matter how low this is, Tailwind buff is still going to be one of the best like buffs in the game. So this doesn't really change much. People will still be going for boots with a Tailwind enchant. Mods, not enchants, my bad. So yeah, this is really, really good. I love how Inver's like, reverse chill? All right, all the 5 million builds that use reverse chill, my bad, Inver. Forgot that every build has reverse chill. God damn it, Inver. Oh, man. Fucking, I'm talking about like, oh, yeah, like the standard build, you know, like a normal build. And he's like, but what about reverse chill? You get action speed right there. Like, oh, wow. Added a new orb gem tag. Ooh, this applies to skills which have a periodic effect over an area and persist for a duration, but are not targetable by enemies. Orbs of Storms, Void Sphere, Winter Orb, Hydrosphere, and Frostbomb now have this tag. To avoid confusion, Magma Orb has been renamed to Rolling Magma. Honestly, a better name anyway. Like, Magma Orb never made sense, but for like an ability that throws like 30 of those things that keep bouncing. Like, I don't... Magma Orb sounds like you plop down like a giant orb, like a sphere of fire in like Dungeons and Dragons based games, right? And that moves around, like you move it with your mouse or something like that, you know, just like it grows in size the more, I don't know, AoE you have or whatever. Like that sounds like a Magma Orb. But what we had before is a Magma Orb that was like little pebbles, Magma Pebble, like... Specific skills, here we go. Here comes the juicy part. Damn, how pog that ability would be? Dude, I know, right? Hire me. Hire me. Please, I beg of you, I'm actually looking for a job. If anybody got a game design job, anything like that, hit me up on officiallunawolf@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Anger. Anomalous anger now causes you and nearby allies to deal 0.2% increased burning damage per 1% gem quality, from 1% per 1%. Divergent anger now grants you and your allies 0.05% increased movement speed per 1%. Wow. He's got like freaking gutted. He's got like gutted. This was reduced by like 75%, and this was reduced by like also 75. Jesus, man. That's huge. What the heck? Wow. No longer triggers when hit effects on reflected damage, including any when hit effects from quality. Okay, that destroys some builds. Some like defensive setups for builds. Kind of rough, but okay. Artillery Ballista now allows you to place an additional totem at gen level 11 and again at level 22. Just to quote Reddit, totem builds are dead! I don't understand! Well, guess what? You gotta get it baseline on the totem skills now, like everybody was saying. Beer Trap. Trapped enemies now take 25% increased damage from traps and mines, from 15%. That's been a thing? Didn't know about this. Now it's 35% more area effect per blade vortex blade detonated, from 20%. That's a huge increase. Wow. That's nearly doubling per Blade Vortex. That's pretty big. Blast Rain now penetrates 20% fire resistance up to 30%, so 5% buff baseline and at max. Pretty good. I'll take a 5% extra fire res pen. It's pretty good. Blazing Salvo now has a radius of 16 at minimum and 22 at maximum. Now fires in a slightly wider spread. That's a nerf, I think, right? Because Blazing Salvo, doesn't that overlap? Doesn't that overlap? So this is a nerf, right? Am I understanding that correctly? I have not played Blazing Salvo, so I personally can't really talk about it. But I think this is a nerf for the actual ability. Blazing Salvo. Yeah, I think that is correct. Interesting. Okay. Now gains increased cooldown recovery rate as the gem levels up to 47% at gem level 20. This is basically to give back the 100% from the Deadeye, because the Deadeye did lose the 100%. This is basically to like make it so that if you want to play with Blink Arrow, you still can. You just have to invest a little bit into cooldown recovery. This patch in general seems to be a lot about like investment. Actually requiring investment to make things work, rather than just getting everything baseline. Looking at you, summoners, alright? Looking at you, summoners, alright? Now you actually have to buy some items to murder everything in half a second, without actually pressing a button. Charge Dash now has a minimum radius of 14 at gem level 1 from 12, and up to 26 at gem level 20. That's a pretty substantial area increase, like, radius. It's a pretty substantial increase. +4 on the radius is like not bad. I have a question, Luna, but before I ask, you need to promise not to get mad at me. Go ahead, Tanada. I don't get mad at my beautiful viewers. Investment? It's the PoE Bitcoin patch. It is. Not like Charge Dash needed it. Yeah, not really, but you do if I use the word with C? Oh, so can I play Cyclone Slayer with Impale? Yeah, absolutely. Actually, legitimately a good choice now. I think Slayer is overall better than Champion now. Because they absolutely gutted my boy. My boy. I still think that, like, for some builds, Champion is still gonna be better, but it's gonna be pretty niche now. It's not gonna be like the go-to melee thing anymore. They really did my boy wrong. Like, they really did him dirty, dude. Clarity. Anomalous Clarity now calls Univalis of 0.25, 0.25. Okay, so the same, like, 4 and 5% changes to Clarity. Alright, that's pretty rough. Projectiles now deal 5% more damage for each remaining chain. Very cool. Basically to give back the chaining thing that the Deadeye had, but instead on the actual gem itself. I always like when they do stuff like that, where it's like, this skill, like Cobra Lash, let's be real, Cobra Lash was designed to be played with Deadeye back in the day. Like, period. The way that the chains worked and everything, the way that the damage scaled, was pretty much made for Deadeye. I really like that they're taking away the stuff from the Ascendancies, and instead putting it into the skill gems where they are most impactful. I think that's a good change overall. Now converts 60% of physical damage to chaos damage. This is important because there's a 40% physical to chaos conversion node on the Pathfinder tree. Like if you choose Pathfinder, you can get 100% now fairly easily. It's also a lot easier to convert 40% than it is 50, as weirdly as that sounds. Obviously, like, duh, it's 10% less, but especially in Path of Exile, a lot of the things are balanced around 40% because GGG originally did not want you to get to 100%. So a lot of the things were balanced around, like, giving you 2 times 40%, so you still had 20% left over, unless you really invested deep into your stuff. So this is actually a good change here. Deadeye was shit, especially with Cobra Lash. It wasn't bad at all, dude. Contagion now has a base radius of 17 from 20. Hey, Contagion got a nerf for the first time in forever. For the first time in forever. Just a fucking thick buff for Crackling Lance, my lord. My lord, that's a thick buff. Luna, can you hold my hand? Sure. Sure, here you go. Take my hand. You're welcome. Desecrate. Phantasmal Desecrate now has a chance to produce a different special monster corpse based on its quality. Phantasmal Desecrate now has a 1% chance to spawn a forgotten corpse per 1% quality, from 0.1 per 1%. Wow. So they 10 times the chance. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Determination, nerfed like the others. Discipline, nerfed like the others. Yeah. Nerfed like the others, nerfed like the others. Earth Shatter. Spikes now have an explosion radius of 18 from 20. You know, not huge nerf, but you're gonna feel it. Now it's slightly more variance in the distance at which spikes will appear from the initial slam location. So basically what they're doing here is they're reducing the overlap, so the single target damage of Earth Shatter. It was pretty powerful, not gonna deny it, but I feel like this is not the right approach to take for an ability like this, because that's kind of the whole point of the ability, is to have the overlapping AoE. It's literally in like the spotlight of the ability. It's like, hey, yeah, these things overlap and deal a lot of damage when they do. So it seems kind of like weird to then like 1 league later after it was added, go back and be like, oh, now we're gonna make it not deal a lot of single target. It's like, I don't know, it seems a little bit weird. But they're still obviously gonna overlap. It's still gonna be completely fine to play, I'm fairly certain, unless this means like slightly more variance, means like one starts at the very end, one is right on your feet. You should still be fine, especially with all the AoE you get from your war cries and your passive tree and all kinds of other areas where you get AoE from, like your ascendancies and stuff. I think you're still gonna be fine playing Earth Shatter. I don't think this really does a big thing to it, but we'll see. I mean, don't they take tons of AoE from Warcry? They get tons of it. Yeah, they do. Firestorm now grants more damage with hits and ailments on the first impact. Previously, it granted more area damage, which does not apply to ailments. Ah, smart. Have you thought of your league starter? What are you going to play yet? Let me finish this and I'll answer it. Because I'm like waiting to see a specific ability here, Lightning Strike. I want to see what they changed about it, and then I'll make my decision. Flame Blast now has plus 5% chance to ignite for each stage. Now has 50% chance to ignite at all gem levels. Wow. Flame Blast is like legitimately halfway decent now for that. The patience to not just scroll down and check. Respect. Lightning Strike now does 0.00001% more damage to enemies. Honestly, I'm kind of expecting something like that. If it's gonna be anything else, like anything that substantially changes Lightning Strike in any capacity, I would be surprised. Because they only just this league realized that Lightning Strike is an ability. There was this like lightning rework that they did recently in one of the leagues. And literally they listed every single lightning ability except Lightning Strike, because they forgot it even existed. Like, they didn't do anything with it for like the past 6 reworks, when it needed reworks as well. They just forgot about it. Like, I was so surprised when they actually mentioned Lightning Strike. I was like, what? Frost Bomb now has an additional damage effectiveness of 300% from 200. Wow, that's a big one. Now deals 14 to 21 cold damage at gem level 1, which is unchanged. Up to 1336 to 2003 at gem level 20. 959 to 1439, Jesus. Now gains additional radius as the gem levels, up to plus 7 at gem level 20. Wow, plus 7 radius is a lot. That's a huge nerf though, right? Oh no, wait, that's a buff. From this, yeah, that's a huge buff, Jesus. Frost Bomb is like actually powerful. Jesus. I still don't know if you could like play it as like a main skill or something, but like man, that is a big buff. Yeah, it's a big buff. Frost Bomb, that's a big buff. Keep an eye on it. Definitely keep an eye on it. It might be actually like fairly decent to slot into just like any spell-based build, because this could scale really well. This scales like really well. 300% damage effectiveness, like straight up this much base damage, and the radius on it, like not bad. Galvanic Arrow now gains radius as the gem levels up to +5 at gem level 20 from +2. That is not the problem Galvanic Arrow has. GGG. Like, when people think about bow builds, the one thing they don't think about is, man, I can't hit enemies. That's like the one thing they don't care about, because that's guaranteed. I promise you, increasing the AoE of arrow-based builds is not gonna make arrow-based builds come into the meta. Alright? If you need any advice, feel free to send me a message. Just saying. Nice attempt, but you kinda missed the mark on that one. It doesn't really... It's like completely the opposite way of what you need to do. Glacial Hammer now deals base weapon damage and has an added damage effectiveness of 165 at gem level 1, up to 215 at gem level 20. Now deals base weapon damage. What does that mean? Isn't Glacial Hammer a melee ability, so it always does that? I don't know what that means. Now deals base weapon damage. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, I don't know, because like it's right there. Base attack damage. Base weapon damage, and there's added damage effectiveness. Yeah, I have no idea. They changed something about Glacial Hammer. I'm gonna have to like actually see somebody update that, because I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Now deals base weapon damage, like it's a melee ability. Every melee ability uses base weapon damage. That's how they scale. Literally, like that's what they do. That's what makes them a melee ability. That's weird. Grace, haste. Yeah, okay. I'm just skipping over these three because it's the same nerfs, you know? They all got nerfed in the exact same way, so it doesn't matter. Heavy Striker now deals base weapon damage and has an added damage effectiveness of 195 up to 250. Again, like, Heavy Strike is also a melee ability. I don't understand. Now deals base weapon damage. Hey, what's up, Halogenic? Yeah, they did. They did. You can throw down up to 3 of them at the same time, which seems pretty damn good. How you doing today? 07 to you. Plus 100% weapon damage? That's what it sounds like, but I don't know. Like base weapon versus base attack. I don't know. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Now deals base, because like they already do deal base weapon damage. I don't get it. Seems like they're removing the passive flat. There is no passive flat on this. Like neither heavy. I don't think Glacial Hammer either has it either, right? Yeah, neither of those have flat damage. I don't understand what that means. Like, now deals base weapon. Maybe it's just plus 100% weapon damage. Like, maybe it's just you get the weapon damage and then also the added damage effectiveness. Maybe? Like, I don't know. Hex Blast now has an added damage effectiveness of 150 from 130. Now deals 74 to 110, up from 61 to 92, so that's 13 and 18? 8? 10? Yeah, 18. Up to 689 to 1034, chaos damage gem level 20, so about 200 extra. Pretty good, pretty good. Now deals 60% more damage with hits per 5 Doom on a Hex with most Doom. From 50%, so 10% damage increase. Now deals more damage per 5 Doom on a Hex with most Doom. From 35. It's a pretty substantial buff overall. Like, this seems to be a fairly substantial buff for Hex Blast. I don't know if it's, like, enough to really make it, like, badass, but it's a step in the right direction, I think. It seems pretty strong. It seems pretty good. All my builds have been buffed. Nice, halogenic. That's awesome. Base weapon versus base attack. I don't know, KR. I have no idea. Infernal Cry now causes your next 6 attacks to be exerted from 4. 50% exertion bonus. Goddamn, that's a buff right here. Jesus, okay. Infernal Cry is pretty damn impressive. Increases and reductions to spell damage and also apply to attack damage from the skill at 200% of the value. From 150. Anomalous Kinetic Bolt now causes... So Kinetic Bolt is just stronger now. Wasn't it already like one of the best builds in the last league? Like, this is just a straight up buff of 50%. That seems a little bit weird. Seems a little bit weird. That's like a 33% like more damage multiplier. That's pretty impressive, considering Kinetic Bolt was already good. Like, that was already good. Alright, Lightning Strike, we made it. No longer causes projectiles to deal 25% less damage. Oh, that is so good. That is such a good buff. That's a really, really good buff. Holy shit. No longer causes damage over time from projectiles to D20. That doesn't matter. But that's a good buff. I actually like it. But Pebbles don't matter. Alright? Like, people always like, but Pebbles! If you've ever played a Lightning Strike build, it doesn't matter. Like, I have played 7 or 8 Lightning Strike builds, and never have I ever sat there and been like, man, if only my Lightning Strike wouldn't hit a pebble. Like, you throw out something like 30 attacks every like 2 or 3 seconds with like 10 projectiles each. There are so many projectiles, if one of them dies to a pebble, like, it doesn't matter. Like, like, I have never been there and been like, man, I can't kill enemies because I hit a pebble. It doesn't happen. Ever. Lightning Strike Raider? I'm thinking about it. Lightning Strike Raider potentially Lightning Strike Scion with Champ Raider is what I'm thinking. Abyss Fox Lightning Strike? I disagree. Like, you have to jump on the other side, sure, but like, I play mainly melee skills, and that's the case with every ability. Like, I like Lightning Strike. I like it. 25% more damage, like, is very good. Very, very good. That's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Might actually be enough to, like, push it over to the point where it can kill bosses. Because the projectiles dealing 25% less damage is actually... It's important in multiple ways, because firstly, Lightning Strike itself is the only true range melee ability that we have, where you actually have range. No matter whether if you hit something or not, you have range. There's like Frostblades, for example, which is fake range, which is like, you have to hit something in order to shoot a projectile. Lightning Strike is the only true range ability for melee where you actually slap the floor and you create a projectile. Doesn't matter if you hit anybody. But the fact that this also applies to, so the way that Lightning Strike would be played is with Ancestral Call. Ancestral Call is actually a DPS increase on single target for Lightning Strike, because you can shotgun the Lightning Strike, because it is a true range ability. If the boss stands here, and you're standing here just outside of the range of hitting the boss with your melee attack, and then attack, your projectile is gonna hit him, but your Ancestral Call will trigger and attack the melee portion of it. So you can essentially hit him twice with the same attack. And this used to be like a decent DPS upgrade, which was like something like 30-40% more damage or something like that. But now that the 25% less damage doesn't exist anymore, this was practically buffed by 25%. By 25% more damage, which is pretty substantial. So I'm pretty excited about that. That seems really good. It's similar to how Molten Strike used to be. Yep, it's similar to how Molten Strike used to be. Do additional strikes work the same way then? Yeah, yes, they do. You can only have 2 out of them. You can only hit him twice at most, though. Because you can only hit 1 projectile and 1 melee attack. It doesn't matter how many additionals you get. So, like, for Lightning Strike, gloves with the, like, +1 additional hits are actually best in slot over, like, pretty much anything else. Or, like, the Anoint that gives you the ancestral boy that attacks with you, I don't know what it's called, and stuff like that. So it'll roughly be the same upgrade as Molten Strike was, 70% increase, basically. Kind of. With Molten Strike, yeah, with Molten Strike, it was like, you doubled the amount of projectiles, which is not the case here. Here, you double the amount of hits, but it still comes out to be roughly the same. Yeah, it's basically a 70% more multiplier, whatever Ancestral Call reduces. If it even reduces stuff still. No, it doesn't actually. Right, they did buff it. So it's basically just a 100% more damage multiplier to have Ancestral Call. It's like a 100% more damage multiplier instead of like taking a different support gem would be like normally for melee abilities it's like 50% roughly. So Ancestral Call is twice as good as a normal support. Good, they didn't touch my League starter? Hell yeah, Clouds, that sounds awesome. The Warcry that exerts strike to attack multiple times is good. Which one are you talking about? Oh, do you mean Ancestral Cry or whatever it's called? This one? Ancestral Cry? It's good, but not for this. Ancestral Cry is good for, any, like, slam ability that is very slow. It's very, very powerful on something like Earthquake or, the Earth Shatter. It's actually best in slot for Earth Shatter because, like, you get more spikes to explode. It's very, very good. I'll just get Tribal Fury from Tree for the same effect. Yes, that's what I said, yeah. Like the passive tree, I forgot the name of it, but it's Tribal Fury, yeah. You're right about it. I'm very excited, though. I like it. Alright, let's continue onwards. But Ancestral Cry only works for strikes, not slums. Ancestral Cry? Wait, which one was I thinking about? Not Seismic. Was thinking about Intimidating. Ah, okay, that's fair. Lightning Strike is a strike. Yeah, I don't think Ancestral Cry is a good war cry. Like, just in general, like, it's pretty garbage, all things considered. I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually use this, to be honest. Like, I don't think anybody actually cares about this. Ever. This isn't Tarkov? It's not. I don't think I am in the Tarkov section, am I, chat? Oh god. Oh god, I am in the Tarkov section. Oh god! Oh no. Thanks for pointing that out. Good job, mods in chat! Literally like frickin' 20 people here. And none of you have told me. Oh my god. Should have been streaming like a... There's goddamn Nikita sitting over there like, this isn't the game I made. What is this? Oh my lord. Thank you, Jacob. Frickin' chat. Maybe because you don't have shit for mods? Truth. Truth. Told you change game. It was my second message. You know what? I'll check that. I'll check that. Luna. God damn it. He's right. Didn't see it. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, okay, what was I? I forgot where I was. Lightning Strike. Lightning Warp. Now gains additional radius as the gem levels up to +4 at gem level 20. Don't think that matters. Malevolence. Again, same nerfs all across the board. Mirror Arrow, the same buffs that Blink Arrow got. Basically the exact same reasoning behind it. Deadeye lost it, base gem gets it. All cool and dandy. Pestilent Strike, the same buff that Cobra Lash got, so all cool, all cool, all cool. Will Heading Home have builds to plan, but not play? Halogenic, 07 to you, thanks for stopping by, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the league start on Friday. I'll be here all night leveling my character as per usual, if you need somebody to chill with you and have some music running in the background. I'll be here. Plague Bearer. Divergent Plague Bearer no longer grants reduced chaos damage taken. Okay, so they're again nerfing the auras in the exact same way. Again, nerfing the auras in the exact same way. Divergent Pride. Okay, again. Again. Okay, Jesus. This is gonna be a pretty quick reading stream, isn't it? I just get to skip half of the patch notes. What's up, BB? 07 to you, my man. Raise Spectre. Raise Spectres now have a Spectre level of 28 at gem level 1 from 31 up to level 72 at gem level 20 from 76. The Raise Spectre gem now grants minions 105 additional accuracy rating up to 776 additional accuracy rating. Spectre versions of They of Tool Snowcloak will no longer grant reduced damage taken and grants 50% chance to dodge attacks and spells from 20%. The Knife Throw skill used by Spectre versions of Syndicate operatives is no longer considered a spell, and will therefore not be supported by supports like Spell Echo. Pretty substantial nerf. Pretty substantial nerf for Raise Spectres. I still think they're gonna be fine. Like, Spectres have never in the history of ever been bad. There's always that one Spectre that people find that is just like, if you take this Spectre, you suddenly one-shot everything in the game. Like, yeah, people are, like, anal about, like, oh, I got nerfed too, I can't play the same thing I've played for the past 15 leagues in a row. I think people will find a new Spectre that's gonna be broken. Like, there always is one. Like, there always is. So, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a problem. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a problem. Overall, I think they're gonna be fine. Reeve! Oh my god. Reeve. They remembered it exists. Now deals base weapon damage. Again! What does that mean? It has an added damage effectiveness from 150 up to 180. 25% damage bonus for Reeve. It's not bad. Depending on what this means, this might actually be insane. If this really does mean like 100% like increased damage, the Reeve is actually gonna deal a ton of damage. If that is what that means, then sure. But I don't know what that means. Like, is there Path of Exile Reddit? Let's see. Echo. What is this? Is this the patch notes? Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna ask. Okay, after this, of course, we're gonna make fun of Reddit. Of course, that's part of the reading stream. You know, we're gonna go into the thread and we're gonna look at it and make fun of people. All right, you know. F auras, yeah. Was OP as fuck for Divine Flesh? Probably. The level is fairly massive, might cause issues with bosses. Well, the level is mostly reduced because of HP, right? Luna, please.png. But no, that is the effectiveness of added damage, though. Like, because it wouldn't make sense to say that now deals base weapon damage if, like, it already exists. I understand what you're saying, but, like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, Heavy Strike, right? This is one of the other ones. Like, are you trying to tell me that for Heavy Strike, what they did is that now it deals base weapon damage, so you're saying with what you're trying to do is that this right here would be changed to deals 100% of base attack damage. And then to compensate, they would increase this up here by like 20%. Like, you're telling me they're changing 222% of base attack damage to 100% flat, and then compensating it with 20% up there? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think that is at all what that means. Because that would be like an insane nerf. That is absolutely not what that means. Like, there is no way that's what that means. Like, at all. Or do you mean that it's now deals base weapon damage of 195? So, like, they're double dipping on the buffs. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, it's not going to base weapon damage 100%, but instead, it's like 2 sentences. Now deals base weapon damage of 195%, which would mean that this one gets changed to 195 to 250 of base attack damage, and then the other sentence is, and has an added damage effectiveness of 195, which would mean that this also goes up. Because, like, this could mean either... I think what it means is that, like... Well, Bex will explain a bit after, yeah. I think don't use either because it's confusing and a bad skill. Got him. Got him. It could be that it's double dipping there, in terms of, like, it's a double buff. Like, it's not the same thing that gets buffed, because one is base attack damage, that's the weapon, and then one is effectiveness of added damage from things like gloves, and rings, and amulets, and stuff like that. And that both of them are being increased to this number. So, like, both of them are getting buffed. So this one gets buffed to 195, and then this one gets buffed to 195. So it's basically double dipping on the buffs in one line. You know, in like one line of text. Instead of having it like 2 lines of text so it's not confusing as hell. The way it's written. So like for Reeve, that would mean it's a 15%... 20 at level 20 it's a 25% and then a 50% more damage multiplier that is added if you have the same amount of base weapon damage and damage that gets added by things. To be honest, the wording sounds like nerf to 100% base weapon damage. It does, yeah. That's why I was like so confused. Because it's like, now deals base weapon damage. I feel like there's like, we need like an Oxford comma here. I feel like there's an Oxford comma that's missing here. To make it clear that this part belongs to this right here as well. You know? Like, if we just had, like, a comma there, like, if it was like this... Can you read that? There you go. If it was like this, comma, everybody would be able to understand it. Now deals base weapon damage, and has an added damage effectiveness, comma, of 150%. Like, you see what I'm saying? I feel like this would make it so much easier to understand. I'm just saying. Cause I'm confused. Alright, let's just assume that that is what it means. So Reeve got buffed by 50% more. Assuming, like, same added and base damage. Now clarifies that projectiles can't change direction while chaining, aka bouncing. That's it? You renamed it, and then you made it so that it clarified it. That's it? There's like no change to the actual gem? Alright, well that's kinda weird. Scorching Ray now has a base cast time of 0.25 seconds from 0.5. Now has a mana cost of 2 at gem level 1 from 4 up to 5 at gem level 20. Wow, that's a huge buff. Like, mana is actually pretty annoying to get nowadays, but that's pretty impressive. However, of course, you gotta remember that it now casts twice as fast. So, like, technically this is still the same amount of, it's still the same amount of mana per second. But per application, you're paying less. So it's still a pretty substantial buff for Scorching Ray, which is pretty nice. Scourge Arrow. Alright, sure, another nerf the same way. Now deals fire damage per second at gem level 1, a little bit more, okay. These patch notes are quite underwhelming. They do look quite underwhelming so far, I agree. Up to 2500 basically, fire damage per second, that's a lot of fire damage. Searing Bond totems, anybody? Maybe. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Seismic Trap now has an added damage effectiveness of 140%. Now deals 47 to 70% damage at gem level 1, up to 610 to 914 at gem level 20. Okay. I think the reason why it's so weird to us all to read it like that is because spells get shown like this. All of the spells are like, they get an individual line for every change that needs a percentage. Like, on spells, you never see X and Y now has this percentage. It's always like X has this percentage, Y has this percentage. So then, like, for melee, they just change it, and they're like, X and Y has this percentage, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, because it's completely breaking the structure of how they previously wrote it in the entirety of the thing. I think that's why it seems so weird to me to have, like, now deals base weapon damage. And damage effectiveness is this and this. Instead of, like, now deals base weapon damage and effectiveness of damage is this and this. You know? I think that's why. Shield Charge. Now deals 16 to 24 base offhand physical damage gem level 1, up to 190 to 284 at gem level 20. Now has 0.2% base critical strike chance per 10 maximum energy shield on the shield. That's a pretty substantial buff. It's like a 100% increase. That's pretty good. Now deals 3 to 4 added physical damage per 15 armor. Also a pretty substantial increase. Okay, Shield Charge deals a lot more damage now. And crits a lot more often. Not that anybody cares, really, but interesting, I guess? Like, maybe it's some kind of, like, crit-based, like, I don't know, like, cast on crit build with Shield Charge or something? Like, I don't know. Shockwave Totem, now has a targeting range of 80. This primarily affects cases where the totem can use its skill remotely, such as via Astral Projector's effect. I think I'm going to do 2 bow builds. Ooh. General Cry Shield Charge is good. Why does that sound ultra memey? Divergence Zealotry? Okay, I'll read it when I get there. Shrapnel Ballista now allows you to place an additional totem. Siege Ballista now allows you to place an additional totem. Alright. Spectral Shield Throw now deals 20 to 30 base offhand damage, up to 200 to 301. Now it's plus 0.2 and 3 to 4. So it's the exact same bonus that Shield Charge got. Okay. For Spectral Shield Throw, that's actually fairly nice. That's a fairly decent buff overall. That's a fairly decent buff. It's basically 100% increased crit chance and 50% increased damage. Not bad. Not bad. Or like more damage, sorry. Like, because it's not... Well, it doesn't really matter at that point because the base stats were increased, right? But still, you get the idea. Raider Reeve second build? Dude, I actually could see a Reeve build being legitimate again. Being actually legitimate potentially here. I could see it. I could see it. Still starting Purifying Flames Inquisitor like in Heist. Hell yeah, Clouds. Sounds good. Spectral Throw. Projectiles from Spectral Throw are now considered 50% larger against monsters when checking for collision. Am I missing something? Is there like another line somewhere that they forgot to add? This is it? This is all there is for Spectral Throw? I mean, nice. Like, it's gonna make it so you hit monsters easier, but the fuck? That's like nothing. Same with this. Static Strike now has a base duration of 3 seconds from 2. Yes, it's a 50% like increase, right? But like it doesn't matter? I don't care about 50% base duration increase. Like, it would be nice if that shit actually dealt damage or something. Like, did anything, really. Outside of just trigger other abilities on crit or whatever. Stonecall. Now has an added damage effectiveness of 130% from 100%. Now deals 31 to 38 lightning damage at gem level 1, from 16 to 31. That's a big nerf. No, never mind. I read it the wrong way around. I'm stupid. It's a big buff. That's a big buff. Also, 31 to 38. That does not look like a lightning ability, does it? Like, that's way too close together to be a lightning ability, no? Right? Like, what the fuck? Up to 510 to 947 at gem level 20. Yeah, that first number is weird. 31 to 38. That's very close together. That looks more like a fire or a cold ability rather than a lightning ability. That's very weird. Summon carrying golems now deal approximately 20% less damage at all gem levels. Yikes. Stone golems now deal approximately 10% less damage. Okay. The first wave now has a base radius of 9 from 7. Divergent Thunder now grants 1% increased physical damage per 1% quality. Previously gave increased area of effect. However, this was a bug. What? Weird. Well, this didn't change anything. Okay. Now deals base weapon damage and has an... Oh my god, that fucking line again. Of 100% at gem level 1 up to 120 at gem level 20. So Tornado Shot's just stronger. Like, okay. Toxic Rain. Also the same buff Cobra Lash got. On Earth now has a cast time of 0.3 seconds from 0.6 and uses a different casting animation. Now has a mana cost of 4 at gem level 1, up to 10 at gem level 20 from 20. 50% mana, that's good. Now deals 15 to 22 physical damage, Substantial nerf, up to 4, 7, and 6, 11. Substantial damage nerf. Now has an added damage effectiveness of 90% from 1.25. That is a substantial nerf. Bone Archer corpses created by Unearth now have approximately 30% more life. Well, technically maximum life since they're, you know, corpses. Okay. Okay. So for damage dealing purposes, Unearth got worse, but it's like you can use it twice as fast. So technically it's stronger. Right? No longer deals added chaos damage. Wow, that's huge. Now deals base weapon damage, has an added damage effectiveness of 125 up to 165. Wow, 50%. Now has a 40% chance to retain caught projectiles fired after using Whirling Blades at all gem levels. Now converts 6% of physical damage to chaos damage. Wow, that's really good for Venom Gyre, actually. Like, that's a pretty substantial scaling buff for Venom Gyre. It does nerf the early game potential for Venom Gyre, but, like, oh, whoops. I just wrote Venom Gyre. So 15 to 211. Wait, no, it's 141 to 211. How realistic would it be to get that? Honestly, extremely easy. Honestly, extremely easy. That's extremely easy, especially considering you can now convert 100% of physical to chaos. Venom Gyre might actually be legit. Like, as a poison option. Venom Gyre might actually legitimately be good. Especially with 120% of base, like, it's not bad. Like, at all. Not bad at all. Venom Gyre might be something I'm considering. Venom Gyre might be something. I love how nobody knows either. He's just like, maybe flat damage on the gem? Viper Strike now converts 60%. Yep, that makes sense. Divergent Vitality now grants 0.2 damage while on full life. Cursed enemies now cause you to generate 20 rage over 1 second when they are stunned from 5 rage. Do I care? I don't... That's pretty good. Like, 20 rage over 1 second? If you're using something like Berserk and you're very, like, rage heavy, pretty good, I think. Especially if you have a ring. Like, if you just have something constantly apply Warlord's Mark on everything you attack, that's a ton of free rage. That's a ton of free rage, especially, like, actually thinking about it, this is actually pretty huge now. Because you could even do it on a character that doesn't normally use rage. 20 rage over 1 second every time you stun is not hard. Like, all you need is some amount of physical damage. Warlord's Mark is going to make it so you can stun easily, because it's going to reduce the threshold. So, this would actually legitimately generate enough rage to, like, run it. As, like, I have rage on this character, even though I don't have anything that gives me rage. You know? It would also work great if you could somehow apply it before you leap slam in. Because leap slam has the like 100% chance to stun if the enemy is full life, right? But you would have to somehow apply it before you jump in, because you can't apply it and then stun him in the same attack, because the hit comes first and then it gets applied, right? Pretty nice for clear too. Oh, you're talking about Venom Gyre. Yeah. Winter Robe duration buff, Leap Slam. Yeah, Leap Slam seems pretty decent with it, but I wonder how you would apply it, like, because you wouldn't just stand there and cast it, right? Like, on every pack, you know? Seems weird. I don't know. I don't know if this is worthwhile, but I'm pretty sure you can make some funky shit with this. It seems like some funky shit with this. You could definitely do something with that. Now is a base duration of 1.6 seconds. Really big buff. Wow, that's really good. 0.4 extra seconds is not bad. Not bad at all. I'm pretty sure people are like... People are gonna be pretty papega still about this and be like, it's dead! And then, like, it's not at all. It hasn't been for a while. Like, you can totally make builds with it that actually work fairly well. But it's a pretty good base buff. Like, don't get me wrong. 0.4 seconds on a 1.2 second, like, that's a 33% increase, obviously. Like, that's a pretty big increase. 33% is pretty good. Zealotry. Anomalous Zealotry now grants you and allies critical side multi. Divergent is the one you wanted me to read. Divergent Zealotry now causes you and nearby allies to regenerate 0.05% of life per second per 1% gem quality. Wow. Don't get too generous here. GGG. Don't get too generous on this one, please. Don't be too generous here. Val Flameblast no longer has plus 5% chance to ignite for each stage, now has 50% chance to ignite at all gem levels. Now deals base weapon damage, has an added damage effectiveness of 150 up to 180. Yeah, that's to be expected, I got the same buffs here. To deal 32% damage, so a 10% buff, wow, pretty big. 13% buff, wow, ballistas are getting buffed out the ass. Getting buffed out the ass right here. Efficacy support. Now cause supported skills to deal 10% more damage over time, up to 24%. So we got an early level nerf? Oh, because you can use it earlier now. Oh, that's kind of nice. Efficacy. Isn't that the one that, like, reduces mana cost? Oh no, that's the one that gives you skill effect duration. Right. Impending Doom support. Doom Blast now has added damage effectiveness of 100%. Wow. Straight up doubled the damage? Wow. Up to 430, 645. Wow, that's like, wow, they nearly like quadrupled the damage on this one. Or like tripled the damage on this one. That's pretty fucking nutty. Doom Blast now deals 6% more damage per Doom on Hex. From 50% more. Wow. Impending Doom got a freaking major buff. Holy moly, that's pretty powerful. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty powerful. Intensify support. No longer supports skills that create minions. Okay. Lesser poison support. Anomalous lesser poison support. Oh, I don't care. Pinpoint support. No longer supports skills that create minions. Why don't you allow us to use this on other abilities? Like, stop gating things behind spells all the time. I beg of you. The Impaler Keystone now prevents Collar Steel removing any impales inflicted within the last 4 seconds. The Ash, Frost, and Storm elemental resistance and Anointed Flesh notables each now grant reduced effect of shock and chill on you, rather than reduced effect of non-damaging ailments on you. That's a nerf, damn. The Swift Skewering Cluster now consists of 2 branches rather than a full loop. It now has a second notable. Oh my god, something's in my eye. Blade Sovereign, which causes Call of Steel to have +4 to maximum steel shards. Wow. 30% increased use speed and deal 10% increased reflected damage. The small passive leading to Blade Sovereign grants 50% increased use speed and causes it to deal reflected damage with 15% increased area of effect. This small passive replaces one that previously granted 5% increased impale effect. Wow. This is a phenomenal thing. Like, if you do anything with impale, I think this is now a must-have. +4 maximum of steel shards is phenomenal. Like, if you use steel shards, that's crazy strong. Crazy strong. God damn. Oh my god, what is this formatting? The small passive prior grants 10% increased projectile damage. Small passive 10% projectile damage. Mark skills to have 25% increased cast speed. Attack speed. Projectile damage. Increased Mirage Archer time. 10% global accuracy. That's pretty nice. Projectile speed, projectile damage. The small passives prior via occupying force. Occupying? It's supposed to be occupying. 10% increased projectile damage. Mirror Archer duration. Global accuracy, projectile damage. Projectile speed, projectile damage. Terrible. Terrible. What are these steel shards? Oh, they're a specific thing for all the steel skills. So like, lancing steel, shattering steel, all that kind of stuff. They use a new resource called steel shards. The steel shards actually also give you a buff, don't they? Steel shards. Oops. I should have probably looked for Call of Steel instead. I think this one has each steel ward grants +4. Oh no, it's steel ward, not steel shard. It's specific to this ability, never mind. I thought it was like that thing, but it's not. Alright, Inquisitor, other ascendancies. General, all small ascendancy passive skills that granted increased duration for either frenzy power or endurance charges now increase those durations by 15%. Previously, the values varied inconsistently across different ascendancies between 10 and 20. Pretty good. Raider is just really good now. Raider seems really good. Like, enemies have 20% less accuracy rating straight up is so good. Like, this sucks a little bit, no longer having the 10% increased attack speed, but it's okay. This pretty much, like, equals out to be better. Having Onslaught with 50% increased effect is very nice. Luna Psst Genshin? What does that even mean? Increased really only matters early? Yeah. New code? Oh, okay. Thanks, appreciate it. Nature's Reprisal. No small passes were changed, huh? Okay. If you get the other node. Yeah, it's 150 if you get both of them, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, like, let me tell you. That's a lot of free movement speed and shit. Assassin, Mistwalker, Saboteur, Occultist. I don't think we're gonna see anything we haven't seen in the last few days on here. In terms of, like, the reworks and stuff. So I'm just gonna skip over them real quick. Wow, that's a big nerf. 8%. Now you get 10% chance to impale instead of 8% impale effect. That's pretty naughty. That's pretty naughty. No longer grants 20% chance to impale enemies on hit with attacks. Yep. Now causes impale to inflict to last 1 additional hit instead of 2. It's still a really good thing. Like, it's still a really good node. Very powerful for impale, but this definitely is a big nerf to champion overall. Pretty big nerf. This is a pretty good buff, like 4% extra reduced damage taken is honestly better than regenerate 2% life on hitting an enemy, in my personal opinion. I think this is better, vastly superior. This is obviously a pretty big nerf for defensives, but it's a big buff for offensive, from the offensive side. 20% increased attack speed instead of 10. It's very, very powerful. Now grants 30% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills. So it basically got doubled, which is pretty strong. Like, non-curse auras from your skills having that as a buff is pretty big. Because it affects, like, every aura you have. Oh. My apologies. My apologies for that. Pretty big. It's pretty big. Impact now grants plus 4 to melee strike range instead of plus 2. Ascendant. Here we go. Ascendant looks really strong now. Ascendant looks really strong now. No longer grants 20% increased attack damage. Oh no. Now grants 10% chance to dodge attack hits and permanent phasing. It's like the greatest trait in the history of trades. Can I get that on all of my characters? Just baseline? Can I trade 20% attack damage to get just 10% chance to dodge shit and phasing permanently? That would be great. That would be phenomenal. Let me tell you. Now causes you to recover 4% life when you use a flask. So this one's actually pretty bad. Pathfinder got hit pretty hard on the nerf here. Pretty bad. This is phenomenal. Instead of like having the shitty movement speed and the 20% chance to impale on hits with attacks, which didn't really matter, you now instead taunt on hit, like guaranteed, have a 50% chance to get Fortify on melee hit. Every second hit, Fortify. Boom. And 15% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills. Like, Champion Raider looks like a legitimately good Scion option. I might do that as my starter. I might do Champion Raider. Potentially. I might just go full Raider, but I might do Champion Raider. We're gonna have to see. Gladiator now grants 25% chance to blind on enemies on hit with attacks. Kinda weird that that is the only thing they changed. They only made it 15% more, but... what are you gonna do about it, right? No, really, it is. No longer grants 50%. Wow, this is huge too. Having Overleech, maybe like instead of Champion, you go Slayer. Honestly. Maybe instead of getting Overleech at 100% of the, like, power is really good. That is really good. That is like actually great. Let me see. Where is the Scion? There he is. Let me just quickly pull this up. So you would get Culling Strike, Overleech, 30% increased area of effect, and cannot take Reflected Physical. Okay, so you would only take it for the Overleech, which honestly, like, that's kind of what you do anyway. Like, Overleech and Culling Strike is why you take Slayer Ascendant, right? So, yeah. But with what? Steel Skills? No, I'm not going to do Steel Skills, I don't think. Inquisitor no longer grants 30% to Critical Strike Multi. Now causes the damage to penetrate, 8%. That's trash. Like, that's pretty bad. Guardian now causes you to regenerate 20% of life over 1 second every 4 seconds from every 5 seconds. Small buff, whatever. Increase spell damage while you have Arcane Surge. Now grants 25% increased effect of Arcane Surge. I think this equals out to be pretty much like irrelevant. I think it's like kind of like the same thing. Scion Elementalist. Maybe? Maybe. Item balance. Items that appear identified with visible variable properties in a vendor's window as a result of a recipe now have their properties hidden until the trade is complete. You can no longer see the modifier values change as a result of different ingredient inputs, and will just have to hope for the best. Like real cooking. At least that's how I do it. That's pretty good. You can outperform the 5-for-1 recipe on items with outputs that are already corrupted. What? Such as talismans and breach rings. Wow. That's kind of cool. Maps dropped by special sources, such as deterministic chests or league rewards like those found in the Azurite Mine or the Temple of Atsuatl, now use your own atlas to determine which maps to drop, and can therefore drop maps that have been raised above their base tier. Holy shit, it only took them 6 leagues. 1.5 years. Maps dropped from these sources now also take into account your favorite map selections. If a source such as this cannot find a compatible map from your atlas to drop, it will drop a random map of the correct tier instead. Thank you. This is so huge. Delve is actually god tier again. Same with the Temple of Atzoatl, the map room. They're actually god tier again. That is phenomenal. This is the best bit of the whole patch note. Right here. This is literally the best part of the whole patch note. Thank the friggin' Lord. How is that cool? You just get a new corrupted item? Yeah, but that's cool. Like, you can use talismans and get a random talisman back. You can, like, cycle talismans until you hit one that is decent. Yeah? Blood Altar crafted modifiers which reduce the effect of non-damaging ammos on you now instead grant reduced effect of shock and chill on you. Okay. The Labyrinth enchant for Venom Guy now grants a 25% chance to keep card projectiles. Who said that earlier? Get wrecked. Get wrecked, whoever said that earlier. Already nerfed. Your build, already in the garbage, buddy. Already trash, okay? They saw your build, and they were like, you know what? This build, garbage. In the garbage. Immediately. Alright? I'm just kidding, of course. This doesn't do anything. Due to a bug being fixed with the Blight chests are lucky stats from the Crimson and Teal Oil Blighted Map anointments that causes the stat to apply to each lane, we've adjusted the values of these anointments. Oh, so it applied to too many chests before. Ah, okay. Okay, so we're gonna get slightly less rewards from juiced Blighted maps. Okay. Okay. Honestly, not that big of a deal. It was friggin' OP. Like, the teal oils were just broken. Teal oil was just ridiculously broken. Yeah, it was definitely OP. I agree with chat. I definitely agree with chat here. The Blight Ring anointment that causes minions from your Scout Towers to have increased life now instead causes your Scout Towers to produce an additional minion. Ooh. That's actually pretty interesting for once. Imprinted Eternal Orbs can no longer be applied to fractured items, overriding their fractured modifiers. Whoa. Samite helmets have been renamed Samnite helmets. Finally. For years now, I have played this game knowing that deep inside my heart, I hated everybody that worked at GGG with a burning passion. But finally, they have redeemed themselves, and they have fixed the long-standing issue of the Samite helmets having the wrong name. Thank you, Chris Wilson and everybody at GGG, for this incredible patch. Thank you. I need to take it back. This is no longer the greatest line in the patch. It is this one. Finally, we got the Samnite helmets. Thank you. Thank you. Can we all just appreciate that GGG really does listen to their players and the players' concerns? Finally, the game is playable again. I can wear my helmets without feeling like some kind of illiterate fuck. It's phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Note that all of the following changes affect all existing cluster jewels with these passive skills. Cluster Jewel Notables, Numbing Elixir, and Flexible Sentry both now grant reduced effective shock and chill on you. Yes, okay, it's the usual thing. They're just changing all of it to be like only shock and chill. Got it. The Cluster Jewel Notable Heraldry now applies its exposure effects in a radius of 30 units from 60. What? That's a huge nerf. That's huge. The Cluster Jewel Notable Stalwart Commander now grants 20% increased aura effect of Determination, Grace, and Discipline from 30%. Cluster Jewel The Rotten Claws now cause minions to have 12% chance to impale enemies on attacks from 20. Wow. They're like really ripping these minions apart. I like it. Cluster Jewel Notable Renewal now grants minions a 5% chance to deal double damage when they're on full life from 10%. 8% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills from 10%. Small Cluster Jewel passes the grant effect of non now grant +3 instead of +6. Grant effect of your curses now grant 3 from 5. Huge amounts of nerfs going out, mostly to minions and auras. Good. Good overall. Like, those things have been overpowered for... I don't even remember the last time we had a league where, like, not everybody played Spectre or some kind of a summoner. Like, good. Good. Nerf it. Good. And aura bots just need to be removed from the game entirely, because they're just dumb. Like, oh, but you need to invest so much money. It doesn't matter, it breaks the game. Like, nothing should break the game if you invest money into it, which is also why Headhunter is stupid. Like, aura bots literally break the game to the point where it's not balanceable. It's the same thing with Headhunter. You can't balance the game around them, so they break the game and shouldn't exist. Period. Unique item Rallons. Replica Nebulous now has 15 to 20% increased cold damage from 3 to 5% per 1% missing cold resistance up to a maximum of 300, and 15 to 20% increased fire damage up to a maximum of 300. Existing items can now be divined to these new values, however existing items now are also affected by the 300% cap. This cap also applies while dual wielding. Okay, so this is basically, if everybody's like, what the heck? They just buffed the shit out of it. Yes, they did. Because this was used to basically scale to infinity in delves, in deep delves. Deep delves are all about, like, you kill everything before they hit you, because no matter what hits you, no matter what defensives you have, you will die immediately. Because scaling and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. This is a pretty good change. Like, overall, it makes the weapon usable for other people. Because if you think about it, like 20%, like 15 to 20% increased cold damage. If you get the maximum amount of the roll, so that would be 20, right? And you try to get to the maximum of 300. All you would need to do is lose 15% cold resistance. That's it. So like, let's say that your maximum resistances are 90. You could be at 75. And get the maximum of 300% damage. And still be at 75 resistances. You would still lose out on all the damage reduction, etc, etc. But at least it's like a legitimate thing now that can actually be considered. Because before, you would have to cheese it in order to make it worthwhile. Like, you would literally need to be missing 100 cold resistance to get like a decent amount of damage. Like, it was garbage. Frankly, it was just absolutely trash. But now it actually is pretty good for normal builds, and for deep delvers, they'll have to find some other shit to abuse, because they always do. Deep delving has nothing to do with skill. It's legitimately all about like who can build the dumbest build that abuses the most mechanics that aren't nerfed to the ground yet to basically become invincible or deal infinite damage like 15 screens away. That's the only things that deep delvers do. It's quite something. It's quite something. Replica Oberon's Warpath now grants 1 to 80 chaos damage to attacks per 80 strength, previously per 50. So, this was a nerf because this gave a ton of chaos damage. It was honestly too much. I agree with it. I still think they're gonna be phenomenal for a lot of builds. Like, if I'm gonna do a Venom Gyre build, I'm probably wearing these. They're really, really good. They're really, really good. Even with the 30 strength nerf. They're still really, really good. Mostly because they're the only thing that gives chaos damage in those high numbers. So, still great. Mario of Innocence no longer grants added fire damage to spells, instead it now grants the Battle Mage keyword, which adds main hand weapon damage to spells. This affects all versions of these items. New versions of the Mario of Innocence now have 313 to 360, 315 or 360 to 450 to 540 added fire damage, which is slightly reduced. Existing items can be updated to the new values of the Divine Orb, but why on Rayclast would you do that? Yes. Yes. Disintegrator no longer grants physical damage to spells, instead it now grants the Battle Mage keyword. Jack, the axe. Oh, I thought it was just Jack from The Office. Good night, guys. See you later. Have a good one, Ryutsune. Oh, 70, you my man. Sleep well. Jack the Axe now has 130 to 150% increased physical damage from 90 to 110. It no longer has increased attack speed, life leech, or reduced life leech rate. It now has 25 to 35% of bleeding damage over time multiplier. It now also grants the Thirst for Blood skill. Thirst for Blood skill? Are you like gonna tell us what it does? Okay. The Lord of Steel unique nuke can be upgraded. Now grant 20 to 25% increase reflected damage from 40 to 50. So pretty substantial nerf, but you gotta remember there's 10% on the tree now. So technically this is only like 35% because you're gonna take it. Like, you're gonna. Existing versions can be updated to these new, much worse values with a Divine Orb and a momentary lapse in judgment. I love these, like, I love these stings every time. Summon skeleton mages from Dead Reckoning unique jewel or Vile summon skeletons now deal 50% more damage and their projectile speed has been doubled. That's a random, like, just, hey, here's 50% more damage to this thing. That's very random. Just like, here you go. Leash of Oblation no longer grants 25% reduced effective offering. Nice. Chimeria's Avarice now triggers the Icicle Burst skill on hit rather than kill. We really mean it this time, I swear. Oh, that actually makes the skill good again. Chimeria's Avarice is something that I was considering last time. But they didn't make it in. They didn't actually manage to get this one in the game. But this is actually, like, legitimately decent. Like, it's a decent mace, if you think about it. Like, it's like a 204 to 366 mace, which is not amazing. But it's also not bad. And you do get the Icicle Burst on hit. Every second. Every half second. So I was hoping to see it in every heist patch. That would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. I won't lie. So yeah, that's very interesting. Very interesting. It might be worthwhile to make a build around this. I think Mathil might do a build. I think. Like, at some point, I feel like Mathil's gonna make a build. This just screams Mathil to me. Monster changes. Some bosses now grow damage if the source of that damage has been very long distance from it for a period of time. Essentially, you can't just shoot them from beyond their pathfinding radius anymore. Enduring Cry used by monsters have been given a cooldown, and had its reeling amount standardized. It's less ridiculous now. Good change. So Luna, I've been lurking because my friend invited me to play Hunt, and who wants to say no to that, but what is that you recommend for this league? Whatever you want outside of Summoners. Summoners are gonna have to, like, figure out what they're gonna be doing. They're still gonna be broken like they always are, but they did get hit, and you're gonna have to figure out something else. Unless you're an Aura bot, then also don't play that. Outside of that, you're good. Like, anything goes. Slayer is good now. Slayer is, like, really, really good now. And Scion. Scion is really good. Map tiers and locations have been shuffled, though the pin locations for maps have not changed, of course. Most maps are now initially found at a different tier. Unique maps have not moved or changed any tiers. Conqueror influence maps may now experience an invasion by Cirrus himself. Why am I feeling like he's just gonna fucking hit you with a die beam in the middle of a random map? Like you're just walking around, he's like, die! And you're like, what? And you just get fucking off-screened by the laser. Like, why? Oh, gonna go Scion Aura Bot Summoner then? Nice. Nice. Oh, and don't play Hierophant. Hierophant seems to be dead. Zama can now offer missions involving Metamorph, Delirium, Blight, and Harvest mechanics. Oh, dude, these patch changes are so good. Karak can now inform you if your Atlas state is preventing a Conqueror from appearing, as well as how to fix it. Actually helping new players? Is that my GGG? Actually helping new players with, like, actual tooltips? Oh my. Kira can now also tell you which region a Conqueror might be hiding in if you ask him. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Actually helping new players understand the game. Wow. Wow, it only took us, like, what, 10 years? It's not quite 10 years, but it feels like it. About that Cirrus change there, I don't know, it sounds awful, everything else is nice. It's just gonna be like the Elder in the Shaper. Remember, like, in the Shaper maps, the Shaper shows up every once in a while and does, like, 3 balls and then leaves? It's the same thing here. Like, it's not gonna one-shot you, it's just gonna be annoying. Is Kirak a god now? Maybe. Cartographer Stonewasses can now rarely appear in tier 13 and higher maps. Maybe the Strongbox Sextant is actually pretty good now. Maybe it's actually pretty good now, just because of this one change. Might be good. The Hall of Grandmaster's unique map has been removed from the Atlas. It can still drop as loot, it just does not need to be completed to complete your Atlas. We're free. Derby is free. Derby is free, masters. I've done it. I've received the sock. The metaphorical sock of not having to run Hall of Grandmasters ever again. We've done it. Derby is free. Kirak, as the stories are really good at finding things hidden, so it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, he is the guy that finds them, right? So, the Strongbox was always great if you combine it with other proper stuff. Well, yeah, obviously. Seriously, get it? Yeah, I do. I think it's more like that event than time stopped at the start of boss fight in Shaper Talks, or was it Elder? It was Shaper. And then, like, Shaper talked, and then Elder came in and, like, tentacled him. And he was like, I didn't consent to this. This is kind of, hello? Twitter? I've never done Grandmasters. Do you know when the next PoE season comes out? Friday, buddy. Friday. Like, 3 days. Jesus, Bobby. Jesus, Bobby. It's Friday, my man. Friday at 9 p.m. CET. So, like, 2 hours ago, but Friday. Yeah. I think it's 9. Is it 9 or 10? God damn it, now I don't remember. It's 9 or 10. I think usually it's 10, and now it's 1 hour earlier. So it's 9. Yeah, I think it's 9. Sweet, thanks. Are you excited? Oh, baby, I'm excited. Oh, baby, I'm excited. I am excited, yeah. I am very much excited. What is this PogChamp? Yeah, I don't know. This PogChamp looks terrible. This PogChamp looks absolutely atrocious. It has nothing to do with the actual Pog. Like, that's not a PogChamp at all. Also, Jesus Bobby, firstly, what a great name. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. 07 you, and welcome to the Legion, my friend. Thank you very much, my man. Is my actual, like, guide live already? Echoes of the Atlas. Let's see. Echoes of the Atlas. Is this the one? Nope. Who cares? Just remove it? I mean, you're not wrong. It is pretty meh. Like, I won't lie. I won't lie to you. Was it updated yet? Oh, it was! Okay. If you guys are interested in seeing what I'm gonna be making as a video next, like tonight, instead of doing a chaos report, I'm actually just gonna do guides and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do the chaos report this time around. I'm not sure. Like, I have prepared most of the stuff for the chaos report, like I did the overlays and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like, I'm not sure where I'm going with the chaos report, you know? So I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I want to do the chaos report. I know people like it, but it's so much work. Like, it's so much, so much work, and it, like, causes me to burn out of Path of Exile so early. So, like, what I intended to do was, like, cut down the chaos report into individual videos, where it's like, I'll make one video that's about builds, and I'm like, these are all the builds this week that are interesting. This is what's most played. This is how you build it. That's it. And it's like a 10-minute video. It's a lot easier to make, it's a lot faster, it doesn't require as much preparation, as much research, etc, etc. And then, I can also do other videos, like, because with the chaos report, it's like, the chaos report took so much effort and work to, firstly, write the script. I would start writing the script on Friday night, starting on Saturday. So, Saturday I would, like, kind of finish up the script. Sunday I would revise the script, and then record it. And then Monday would be a whole day of editing, and then Tuesday would be the release. Then Wednesday, I would start preparing the text version of it. Then Thursdays, I would, like, finish the text version and release it. And then Friday, I would be back to writing the script for the next one. Like, there was, like, no downtime. Like, so I think I'm not gonna do the Chaos Report this league, but instead I'm gonna do other videos. And this guide that I just linked is obviously part of my job now, because I am a guide writer for PoE Vault. And I'm thinking of just making this into a video as well, where I basically just like, I make this into a video, I show this picture, and I'm like, okay, this thing's pretty good, this thing's pretty good because, this thing isn't good because, etc, etc. But you guys can also just read it if you want, because it's pretty good. Yeah, the new PogChamp changes every 24 hours, yeah. It changes every 24 hours. Alright, sorry for this tangent. That was completely unnecessary. Let me catch up with chat. Are you gonna do a test run of your build these days? No. I don't need a test run for Lightning Strike. I've done like 9 of those. Maybe no Luna burnout as much this league? Maybe. Maybe. Here's hoping, man. Here's hoping. I'm glad that Halls of Grandmasters is no longer required for Atlas bonuses. Dude, Kicker, I am right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you. Like, Hall of Grandmasters is always the absolute worst thing. Like, I'm always just like, please don't make me finish the Atlas. Like, I would rather miss that. Wait, Lightning Strike, Sonoma Melee Luna? Excuse me? It clearly has the melee tag? It clearly has the melee tag, Tanada. Excuse me? If Chaos Report actually causes you burnout and mental health degradation, I would say fuck the Chaos Report. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I've been building up the Chaos Report for like such a long time that like, it's like sunk cost, right? It's like, people know me for the Chaos Report now, and I don't want to drop it as a result, you know? Because it's just like, that's what people in the Path of Exile community know me for. They're like, oh, it's the Chaos Report guy, right? Like, straight up. So I don't really want to drop it. But at the same time, like, I don't know how to realistically fit it into a schedule. Yeah. And like, it is really good for the stream too. Like, it brings in tons of views. And that's something I have to consider, right? Like, I always have to consider views as well. For like the growth of our community. Yeah, the Chaos Report guy thing. It's right, Tanada. Oh, you're the cool guy! Mini versions seem like the best thing then. If you keep making quality content, people will come for it. Doesn't matter what it is. Probably. I mean, yeah, right, that's... So, like, that's what people always say, right? Like, they're like, oh, just have fun with your stream. It doesn't matter what you do. People will come if you enjoy yourself. Fuck you. No, they don't. Like, no, they fucking don't. There are people out there that have streamed for 10 years, every day, having fun on their stream, that have like 5 viewers, or less. Like, that is not how life works. Like, in one hand, yeah, quality content will get views, right? The question is, will they get as many views as the other content you've already made, right? Like, that's kind of the issue. Is like, if I only get like 10 views on the next videos and like nobody looks at them at all, then it's like, great. I'm doing all this effort. Yeah, it's less than before, but it's still a lot of effort to make videos. And like, it's worth less than before, percentage-wise, right? It's been like 3.5, or was it 4 years of quality content? I've done 4 years, yeah, I've done 4 years of streaming since October last year. To be honest, it's random chance to get any traction streaming. Yep. Either get lucky or you don't. Pretty much what it comes down to. And a lot of networking, like, if you can get a friend that is bigger than you, it helps a ton. Like, it helps a huge amount. Because the hardest brackets are like, the hardest brackets is 0 to 3, which is why you should always start with at least 4 viewers. Like, before you even start streaming, don't even press the start streaming button if you can't guarantee that your streams have at least 4 viewers. Like, it's that simple. That is like my professional, like, low-tier streamer tip. Don't press the start streaming button unless you have at least that number. Because the difference in like appearing in the list between 0 views, 1 view, 2 viewers, and 3 viewers, and then the 4th viewer is gigantic. Like, in every single area, there is about 300 streamers that are anywhere between 0 and 3. And above that, there's like 20. Like obviously, depending on which game you're playing, there's a lot more. Like Fortnite will have a ton more, but like the general gist is that you want to be higher than all those like 500 people that have absolutely no viewers, right? Get lucky or die trying. I see this as you can do your own build. Maybe it could work. Maybe it will be garbage, or you can follow a guide. Basically, class. Basically. But I don't know why I was talking about this just now. My apologies. This is a reading stream. I apologize for that. I might put this on YouTube as well, so for all the YouTube viewers, my apologies. I didn't want to intersect the actual content with random, like, existential crises over here. But let's get back into the reading here. I have a couple of ideas. Viper, Pestilence, Strike, Assassin, Pathfinder. Or if Battle Mage isn't popular, I'll be doing an Igniting Crusader with potential conversion with that new ring, where I can get the 8,000 Exalted Orb for it. Excuse me, this is a Luna ASMR stream. It's an education stream, Luna, don't lie, truth. Silence map device options are now unlocked as you complete bonus objectives on your Atlas. These are the League mods available during 3.13. This is hugely important for tons of different reasons, and I'm going to go over them step by step. Also, in case you haven't seen this guide yet, this guide I just released today, it's actually like part of the over. I wrote this last night, so it's like fairly long. It's part of like the overall Echoes of the Atlas guide. So in case anybody hasn't kept up with the game, I'm gonna link it into chat real quick. This will just give you a basic overview of everything, and if you click on this button, it will bring you to the new page that I just made last night, where I rate literally every single Atlas passive with my thoughts on them. It's a very, 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 very long read, as you can see right here. Like, it's very long, but there are recommended things right here. So in like right underneath the picture of everything will be a recommended order of how to take things in, because those will be worth the most for 99% of players. The legend will tell you more. So up here, must-haves are purple. Great, pretty much regardless of build, will be blue. Green is like decent, and yellow and red should be avoided unless specific other like things are met, like other specific requirements are met. So in case anybody is wondering about that kind of stuff, feel free to just check it out. I just finished it tonight. I'm obviously gonna be like updating it as I learn more about everything, but yeah. All right, let's get into it. You can make a command with your latest PoE Vault guide releases. I think I have one, right? No, I don't. You're smart. I do have this, I think. Yes. Right, this is the Heist League guide. This is the Heist League guide. There you go. Yeah, I should probably make like a... Okay, seriously, I need to keep focusing on the reading. Okay. Fortune favors the brave, costs 3 Chaos Orbs. One of these options will be applied at random, including those you have not unlocked yet. As always, Fortune favors the brave always depends on the other League modifiers that you can apply. So it will heavily depend on how good the other ones are. Warbands, pretty bad. Like, nobody will ever use it, I don't think. Anarchy. Area is inhabited by 3 additional rogue exiles. Ambush. Area contains 3 extra strongboxes, only good with very specific sextons, or the additional, sextons, or the passive tree that actually adds strongbox stuff. Domination. Area contains 4 extra shrines. Actually not as bad as people might think. Shrines add a ton of additional monsters, so this might actually be a really good option, in the full chaos bracket. Pirandas. Yeah, Pirandas is going to be good for full chaos, I think. Full chaos Pirandas, I think, is going to be worthwhile, especially if you have, I think it's in the first one, right? No, it's in the second area. Which you seek. Nope. Nope, not this one. Pathological, this one, Friend of the Family. If you have Lexioris, and you take the additional Piranda stuff, which you can find on the top left corner, those are amazing. Prospero's Promise Areas contain additional Piranhas chests and have a 20% chance to obtain Kadira Piranhas. If you combine that with running maps with Piranhas, this is going to give you over 50% chance to find Kadira in every map you run, and 4 Piranhas chests instead of 3. Then in addition to that, if you get Friend of the Family, he will give you at least the 5th least rare item that exists. Like, Friend of the Family is insanely good, because it will also make it so that all of his offers cost 20% less Piranhas coins, which is crazy good. That makes a lot of the trades legitimately worthwhile if they were never before, because 20% less is gigantic. That's a huge amount. If you consider buying multiple items over the course of a league, that is a ginormous amount. And having the option to just get Piranhas on every map for full chaos, pretty good. Pretty good overall. Like, if you run that specifically on Lexaeoris, can't complain about that. That seems really good. Luna, you need to keep your focus. Stop reading the chat, even if it's very interesting or would start to get off track. You're not wrong. Yep. Interrupt Luna's stream. Stop it. Gonna enjoy Ambush with the passive tree and Catcher box above tier 13. Yeah. Pretty good. Beyond. Slaying monsters together has a chance to check monsters from Beyond. Beyond, always a decent choice. Especially with Nemesis Beyond. Like, if you have a map that has already Nemesis applied to it, and then you run Beyond, if you get the Nemesis monsters drop additional like 3 additional basic currency items, phenomenal. And then Legion. Areas contain additional Legion encounter. Obviously, amazing with any of the Legion passives from the areas. So I don't think, like, I think it's the last 2 that have it, right? Yeah, these ones, for example. Amazing with New Vestir. And Valdo's Rest, I think, is the other one. It might not be Valdo's, actually. No, I think I skipped one. New Vestir. Glanic, right, yeah. Glanic Cairns and New Vestir are probably going to be the ones that are going to be heavily run together with Legion. I could see those being, like, really, really expensive. Like, high-tier maps for Glanic Cairns and New Vestir specifically might be, like, actually pretty expensive. But, yeah. Hope you get through your existential crises, or we can, like, talk about it tomorrow or something while we in Tarkov. All good, man, all good. All good. Like, no, seriously, like, I'm good. Like, it's just something I have to figure out, but, like, it's not really, like, keeping me up at night or anything like that. I have other problems to keep me up at night. The Chaos Report is not one of them. User interface improvements. The quest tracker now supports expandable sections. You'll probably see this during the new Atlas storyline. It has a lot of sub-quests. Sub-quests? Oh my god, the technology is there. Your friends list can once more displays offline friends in the order in which they were last online rather than alphabetically. Thank you. It's a great change. Your friends list, no, you can now set relative volume of a custom alert sound in an item filter. You can now filter custom jewels by the number of small passives they have in your item filter. Have fun, never think. Kara can no longer display Zana's decoration level in his dialogue panel. I love how you can, like, tell how this happened, because they just copy-paste it. They just copy-pasted the NPC and then changed the model and, like, the options and stuff like that, but they forgot to take this out. It's really good. Mostly it's the Tarkov that keeps Luna awake at night. Not wrong. Good night, Sarcastic. Night Spot. Good night, Sarcastic. Have a good one, Spot. You are now warned when changing your hideout while you have map portals open, that doing so will destroy those portals. Nice. Quest rewards. Efficacy support, there we go, is now offered to the Witch for completing the Caged Brute, and can be purchased from Nessa by the Templar, Shadow, and Scion. Trinity support is now offered to the Witch, Duelist, and Ranger for completing Sharp and Cruel, and can be purchased from Yena by the Templar, Duelist, and Scion. Hydrosphere is now offered to the Witch, Templar, and Shadow for completing Breaking the Seal, can be purchased from Petaris and Vanya by the Scion. That's very early. Breaking the Seal is the end of, like, Act 1. Like, not even the end of Act 1. No, that's Act 2, actually, right? Yeah, that's Act 2, never mind. But still, like, near the end of Act 2, having, like, Hydrosphere is very powerful. Having anything that interacts with each other is very powerful, because you don't have the cast speed or, like, the cooldown reduction and mana to just indefinitely spam the same ability over and over again. So, like, having multiple is actually really nice. That's pretty good. Is 5% carved cap drop? Monsanto GU? Nice. PvP changes. Oh my. Discharge no longer has an attack time override. Scorching Ray now has an attack time override of 0.5 seconds. Flame Ball, I don't even know what that means. Nobody cares. Bug fixes. Fix the bug which prevented Cyclone's channeling speed to be affected by modifiers to action speed. They just can't stop themselves, can they? They just have to buff Cyclone every patch. They just can't stop. It's a compulsive. It's like, man, we gotta buff Cyclone right now. Like, sure, it's a bug fix. Herder. Fix the bug where the counter permanent movement speed increases if you flick an enemy with an ailment. I'm just gonna not read these out. I'm just gonna go through them and point out the good ones. Oh no. Which caused Viper, the orb launching skill, to never hit you? Oh god, they fixed it. Oh no. Luna just skips right over the macOS support like the rest of the world. Yup. Actually true. Which caused Firewall first of the plane's lacerate skill. Fix the bug where incursion temple rooms options were generated based on a character's level rather than the level of the area in which you found Alva in? How did this happen? Fix the number of cases where strongboxes could appear in locations that could prevent movement. That's good. Fix the number of cases where items could drop in inaccessible areas. Please give us just 2 yards of item pickup range. Like, it would make the game so much less clunky while also removing all of these problems. Please. Fix the bug which caused Discipline to grant twice as much increased energy shield rate as it should have. That's a pretty big nerf. I feel like this should have been in the, like, hey, by the way, Discipline is half as good now section, you know? Like, this is a pretty big one. People are gonna be like, what happened? Like, I played this build last league, it was fine. Where's my energy shield recharge? It's like, it's half as good now. Oh, okay. To not carry the benefits or drawbacks of the support, the projectile part of the skill. Oh, wow, that's huge too. Quality-based interruption avoidance to only get checked once per use. Rather than every time you were hit. Oh my god, what are these mistakes? Fix the bug which caused PvP ratings to stop decaying. Let me tell you, nobody realized, like, ever. Like, firstly, that would require people to A, play PvP, 2, play it ranked, and in 3, stop playing, and 4, also keep checking their own PvP ratings for whatever reason. Like, nobody realized this was an issue. I promise you. I promise you. Fix the bug where you could trigger your own traps by throwing them through your flame wall? Now that just sounds boring. They should have let that in. That sounds incredible. Sounds like a really fun playstyle. Can we just make this a playstyle? Like, I feel like that's super cool. No? Fix the bug where Double Strike didn't add physical damage against bleeding enemies when it totally said it would. What the fuck? That is such a huge thing. What? That is so huge. You literally start with the skill. This is why leveling felt so garbage with Double Strike. That is so big. This is the starting skill of the duelist. Like, it's like the ability deals no damage. Sorry. Why is this not in the actual, like, hey, by the way, this is a big buff? Like, what the fuck? Flame Surge, yeah. Fix the bug where you could not deal critical strikes with unarmed offhand attacks while Hollow Palm technique was allocated. Oh, okay. You know, whoops, you deal half damage. What are these bug fixes? It's like, oh, all of the, you know, all of the unarmed build dealt half damage because they couldn't crit. Whoops. Let's just put that at the bottom of the bug fixes, like, let's just put that right on the bottom. Nobody's gonna fix it. Like, what the fuck? It's Hollow Palm, nobody would notice if they dealt half damage? Yeah. Yeah, you can only kill the boss in one shot once, that's true. It's still so good. Modifies to phasing rating while phasing do not work with some sources of phasing. Alright, you know. Turn off Flesh and Stone boss when it was depleted. Breach go. Breach goes supported back this man. It's not of glowing purple tendrils. God damn it. Fix the crash on macOS. Oh baby. Possibly. Oh, they're not even sure. Alright, good shit. When a curse was... Fix the crash that could occur when a curse was applied to your character. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty important. Like, there's a lot of curses in the game. Fix the recline clash related to steel skills. Okay. Yeah, I would love if they finally fixed the leap slam, dude. Need to find a macOS user to verify. Haven't managed to find any yet. Wow. Okay, let's not show you my porn. Hope you don't see my porn anywhere. All you see is my OkCupid. By the way, if there's a cute girl out there, hit me up on OkCupid. I'll not answer, like, ever. That's a lie, I'm pretty desperate. I'll answer pretty much anything, so... Yeah. Alright, let's look at the patch notes here. Firstly, let's look at the Rise QT. He always has hot shit takes, so let's go with that. Let's see.
That's trash! GGG? Who gives a fuck?
Is that it?
Oh my god, these changes are so bad. Everything is so bad. When people were talking about how everything's getting buffed and I was talking about how they didn't say buff, they say changed. Like, I was partially joking. This is so bad.
Searing bond totems, I know, right?
Like, I could do a better job in 10 minutes with these abilities than they've done for an entire fucking 4-month patch, announcing it as one of the core features of everything.
I actually agree. To be honest, he actually, like... This is one of the times where I agree with Raze, and it doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen a lot. But... I'll be real. Because this patch is pretty hot shit. Like, I'll be real. It's not a shit take. It's actually legit. Like, what the fuck? Out of the 40 awesome gem changes, 20 are aura nerfs, while the rest are minor number changes. Like, I don't even have anything to protect GGG here. When they say 40 gems have been changed, I expect them to be changed, like, in a way that actually does anything, and not, we nerfed it by 1/5 because aura bots were overpowered. Like, nobody cares. Literally 99% of players didn't care about 20 of those skill gems. Like, nobody used those outside of aura bots. Like, GG threw too much hype at, like, everything this league. Honestly, I feel like they didn't even throw any hype. It's just that this league is so underwhelming. Like, the patch itself, not the league. The league looks fun. The patch itself is so underwhelming that the little expectations that we had is just, like, too much still. Like, we have a baseline expectation of a patch to change the meta. And then this patch comes out and is like, we kind of, like, forgot to work for 4 months outside of on the actual expansion. We kind of forgot we needed to do a balance pass, so we just threw random numbers at a wall and played darts for an hour. Here you go. Like, like PvP changes, yes. Really good. Like, why not just remove alternate quality aura gems instead? Yeah, honestly, like, when I look at these changes and I'm like looking at some of these values, it's like, what the fuck am I even paying for here? Like, look at this. Because the damage of that nearby allies to penetrate 0.05% of elemental resistances. You're gonna get 1%. 1. With a level, with a 20% divergent. Like, that is legitimately trash. Like, this is, like, as much as I hate aura bots, this is legitimately trash. Like, it's ridiculous. It's fine if not literally useless. Yeah, yeah. You can buy ritual splinters from completed rituals, which can be combined to create a ritual vessel. Yeah, that's what those little things were. Sunder debated. Yeah, I don't understand why they even like did this. Is it time to revert Sunder? Tell us what you think. And then in the patch notes, they're like, we made Sunder like 1 second faster. What? Like, is this for the next league already? Like, you're asking for the next league? Or like, what is happening here? Molten Strike, by the way, still dead. Lol. The Rogue Harbor once again acts like a town and will be populated by other players. People are like, why? I like it. I actually like that the Rogue Harbor is like actually populated again. I enjoy the salt on that one, me too. All the people with their toaster computers like, I'm not gonna be loading into the Rogue Arbor anymore. My toaster can't handle it. And I'm like, brother, if you're playing on a TI-52, like, upgrade your computer. I understand not everybody has the money, like, but it's 2021. You gotta understand that a computer from 1967 will not handle games nowadays anymore. And you can't expect the developers to hold back their game design and their decision making based on your shit computer, alright? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I sincerely apologize for your financial situation, but we don't want to be stuck with garbage just because you can't handle it. You know? Ever buffed as hard as Impending Doom Blast that damage has almost literally doubled and more effectiveness and a bigger multiplier? Yeah. I looked at it and I was like, Jesus Christ, that's huge. I was like, what the fuck? I remember people trolling in the harbor. Yeah, when there was like collision for some reason, that was so dumb. It was so dumb. I want to play Cyberpunk on my first generation PS4. Got him. Kevin, we reworked over 40 skills, and actually we nerfed alt quality auras and gave minor buffs to like 5 skills. They never said reworked, to be honest. I like this guy. You know what? You're getting an orange one. You're getting an orange boy. Right there from Luna. There you go. This +1 right there. This +1. You better cherish it. Okay, Bobby 3127. You got it from Luna Wolf, okay? The Luna Wolf. I know you've never heard of me or will ever hear of me. Cherish it, friend. You can go back to this moment in time and be like, this is the day that I got my orange upvote boy from Luna Wolf. And you can like frame it, put it on your wall. It's gonna be fantastic. Spectral Throw. Yeah, fucking what, mate? That's it? That's literally my reaction. I was like, what? Yeah, I think this will actually be pretty good for like hitting more things at the apex. I think it will actually be a DPS increase. But the way that it's worded here is like they made it seem like it doesn't matter, you know? They should have like put in parentheses or something like, "Hey, this will likely increase the damage by 33% or something like that." You know? That's me. It's you? It's not you. Don't lie to me. I've become the raging spirit. SRS is dead, boys. SRS wasn't changed, though. What? What? I hope I'm not too late. You literally just missed everything. I'm about to peace out here. You literally missed all of it. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, Civ? How's it going, dude? How you doing? Necro changes nerfed SRS? Truth. However, let me pose a question, okay? Have SRS ever been alive? Can they really be dead if they've never been alive in the first place? I guess I can easily view the VOD then? Yeah, hopefully, sorry. And it seems that my VODs have audio again, so you should be good on the audio front as well. If not, I did record the entire session. I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Because... reasons, I guess. I need content on my YouTube, so I'm just gonna put it up. Because why not? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream for today. If you guys did, you know what to do. Hit me up with a follow. Follow my Twitter. Join my Discord. I was like, what do I even say usually? And make sure that you join my Discord if you guys want to stay updated with what I'm doing. The guides will be updated. All the build guides that I have on PoE Vault will be updated for 3.13 tonight. The Echoes of the Atlas, like this guide right here, is live right now. It's already live. I'll link it right there. I'll also link it in the description on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, if you guys enjoyed it, hit me up with one of those thumbs ups. What else do you do on YouTube? Subscribe, and there's like a bell you can ring, and there's what else is there on YouTube? Like share it with your grandma, I guess. I don't know why she would watch this, but I bet she'll enjoy it. Just having somebody to talk to that seems like they're listening might be worthwhile. Share it with your friends and stuff like that. And yeah, tomorrow. So on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna do my usual POB review. So it will be the whole day, POB reviews. Everybody just comes into my channel, posts the POB, is like, I'm doing a Slayer Cyclone, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, again, another one. So that'll be fun, and I'll be reviewing all of those for you. I'll be fixing them up as best as I can in like 10 minutes. I do like 5-10 minutes per is what I try to do, because we gotta get through a lot of them. So I'm not gonna min-max them for you, but I'm gonna make them playable, you know? I'm not gonna be spending an hour on yours to make sure you get every single percentage of damage. I'm gonna make it so it's playable. So yeah, tomorrow and Thursday I'm gonna do that. On Friday we'll be doing an all-night stream as per usual of the Path of Exile League release. So we'll be playing the expansion, we'll be talking about like all that kind of stuff. I'll have music running in the background with song requests and stuff like that, because who cares about the MCA? And yeah, that should be about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again on the next stream. Have a wonderful time. 07. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.